Content warning. The Adventures in HellwQrld podcast talks in depth about QAnon, which means we have to talk about all kinds of child abuse and violence against people. Listener discretion advised.
Hello, everybody. I am Mike Rains, a.k.a. Poker and Politics, and welcome to another episode of Adventures in HellwQrld. This week I am joined, as always, by Haley, a.k.a. Arizona Right Watch.
Hello, that's me. I was just here yesterday. What up?
Yeah. And Mysterious L.
It's me! I'm back! My beautiful babies! And my beautiful babies. See? I've already goofed it. This is why I can't take any weeks off.
No. He's got to stay in game shape. Got to be in fighting form, or else it all just goes to pot. It's not great. It's not great.
Also, I'm whacked out on cold medication, so this is going to be a
doing
fun
all
one.
right?
I'm fine. It was the worst part about last night was that it was also so I broke my 3-year streak and I came down with some Rona, and last night it was also randomly
Wait,
one of those.
your first time?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Usually, like, I don't get sick very often, which is nice. But yeah, so I finally came down with it, and then last night it just decided to be one of those classic early October, like 80-degree like nights. I'm just sitting there. Well, it was 80 degrees during the day, and it just sort of felt that way for me all night because I was feverish with Rona. So it was difficult to get comfortable. Anyway, nobody cares about this. But I'm back.
I do.
That's
I
the
don't want you
important
to.
part.
Yeah, that was really magical, leaving Dallas and then coming back home. And it's like, well, at least Massachusetts will have normal, reasonable early October weather. Nope, 80s. Just bam. Just going to stay nice and roasty toasty. It's like, yo, North America, it's fall. It's time for fall. I want crispness in the air.
We're still in the hundreds this week, unfortunately.
You're in Arizona. You're in the hundreds on Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah, your state is like Mars or whatever. It's just always like dummy hot. Or I guess is Mars hot? I think it'd probably be Mercury or whatever. I think Mars is probably colder than us. You know what? Ignore me. I don't know anything about planets.
Yeah, we're Mars.
I'm no planet expert, so I don't even know why I attempted that one.
Yeah. But it's just really wild how warm it is even here. But thankfully, I don't know how, but we're less humid than Dallas. Dallas is apparently just literally pure swampland, and just the air is nothing but water. It is the absolute most oppressively hot city I've ever been a part of.
It was pretty hot.
Yeah. And I mean, I lived in Nevada for 5 years, and that was child's play compared to Dallas, really. I mean, dry heat.
The most oppressively hot I've ever been was in downtown Baltimore in August at one point, because it was just like big ass, like dark fucking concrete skyscrapers bearing down on you. It was like 108 degrees. And also like DC/Baltimore like is just built on like a swamp. It's just very swampy land. So
yeah, drain the swamp literally comes from the fact that like DC is swampland. So yeah. Like, I just cannot. Baltimore has to be humidity personified. That has to be just oppressive.
Yeah, because it turns out that you're probably pretty humid, even if you're not on the swamp and you're just like swamp adjacent. It's probably still pretty humid.
Yes.
Be great. It just falls right off a cliff. You like get outside of the DC borders, and then it's just like boom, it's like an arid desert.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah.
All right. Do we want to get into our Bushy Boosh for the week?
That sounds like a plan. Let's get it done.
It's time for a light sampling of insanity. Get ready for the amuse-bouche.
So this week, I know even less about any of this nonsense than normal, because I've just been sort of like very out of the loop. So let's start with RFK Jr. Indie Run. What the hell is that? Is it just him being like, dude, like I'm fit and I'm gonna run in this thing, and also COVID was a lie.
No, so what happened is our boy RFK Jr. was apparently sad that he wasn't getting enough buzz for his failed run in the Democratic primary. So now he's giving a little wink and a nod that he's just going to abandon the Democratic primary and just run straight third party in the general election. He's just going to just go whole hog, find some party that will take him or get ballot access himself and just run on the anti-vaxxer Kennedy platform, something. But this is the new hotness for him. This is his new effort to get attention for himself, is just, hey, I'm going to just run for the presidency outright. Just screw the Democratic Party. And
I'm just not realizing that this was supposed to be a news topic, but I don't feel bad having messed up and putting it into the booth because does this guy have any juice?
You know, he's local angle, Arizona angle. He's sponsoring. We talked about this a while back, but we had like a QAnon medical conference at the Arizona State Capitol. It was literally like, you know, the NCS. I fucking whatever. The Nothing Can Stop What Is Coming abbreviation.
Yeah, right.
And like the lady who fucking like organized it and chaired it is like pilled as hell and like was at the Capitol during January 6th with her bat wielding husband. And they're having a second one, and RFK is sponsoring it, which I thought was very funny. Yeah,
but okay, so a lunatic conservative having juice in Arizona is, you know, like saying it's dangerous
excuse me,
to
he's
give
a
baby
Democrat.
a gun.
He's a blue Democrat. That's what that's what everybody's telling me. That's what Steve Bannon keeps telling me.
Totally. Oh yeah, he was going to be the linchpin. He was going to be the one that got Arizona over to us Dems with all of his very super cool liberal policies and the way he talks being also super liberal and cool, like how he hates vaccines.
Yeah, this is the really funny thing about this is that the moment RFK started talking about how he was going to run third party, QAnon just jumped out of their seats and started clapping. They're like, yes, Trump re-election assured. RFK Jr. is going to draw so much support away from Biden. It locks in a Trump victory. Oh, we got this. And us in sanity land were just like, you do know that RFK hurts Trump more than Biden in a general election. There are way more Trump to RFK Jr. voters than there are Biden to RFK Jr. voters.
He's like not even a conversation.
He's a Democrat.
Here.
You're talking just crazy talk. You're talking crazy right now. That's crazy.
Yes.
They're talking here more about the No Labels Party taking from the Democrats than I haven't heard RFK mentioned once. So
and No Labels is a fiction. I mean, they don't even have a candidate yet. Who knows what they're going to do, but
we did have some actual Democrats like go to the official launch of the Arizona No Labels Party, which I thought was hilarious.
We tried to take labels off of our public restrooms and they fucking lost their minds. They like filled all of their pants with shit and then exploded in a shitty explosion of shit.
Yes. Yeah, they the whole third party spoiler thing is so cynical and dumb, but the idea that RFK Jr. could be a good spoiler against the Democrats is ridiculous. I saw people talking about how they're like, oh man, like RFK Jr. has a lot of fans in the Joe Rogan and Jordan Peterson communities, and it's like, oh yeah, those communities are just crawling with liberals. Just so many RFK Jr. fans, so many Joe Rogan people and Jordan Peterson people were about to vote for Biden, but then RFK Jr. swooped in and turned him aside. And recently, Fox News is starting to sour on RFK Jr., shockingly, because they know that he's bad news for them in the general election, because literally he's damaging for Trump. And any vote that goes the wrong way, because these elections are always weird and always close in the Electoral College, but if RFK Jr. siphons votes away from Trump, which he will, it hurts them. So they know this. So now Fox News is getting a little frosty with their former hero, their former esteemed champion of freedom and democracy, and the DNC is going to rig it so RFK Jr. can't win, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, they're not going to rig it so he can't win. He can't win because he's an anti-vaxxer. They did a poll of things that are popular for Democrats, and two of the things that are like more popular than Biden are vaccines and abortion. And so it's just like when you come out as just the anti-vax Democrat, you're actually just not a Democrat. You're just a kook. You're just a kook.
Yeah, we like science and we hate rubbers. It's the policy we've always run on as the Democrats, I guess.
Yes. Vaccines and raw dogging. That's the Democrat way. That's
dude. Guilt-free raw dog action.
Yes. And not transmitting COVID. Those two things.
I like that one a lot.
Yes.
And then some nerd would just be like, well, isn't raw dogging like transmitting other stuff? It's like, you shut up, nerd.
Shut up, nerd.
Man, you thought people didn't wear masks in Arizona, Texas? I counted like 3.
Are we just counting masks just out in public?
I mean, I was, I wear a mask everywhere, and it's just like, does anyone wear a mask here?
No.
Oh, no, that's wild. Absolutely not. I mean, I live in a pretty liberal place, and nobody does it here either. Myself included.
Dang.
I absolutely do not do that. I do now because I'm sick, but
good for you.
Like, yeah.
Not
well, actually, I'm just going to stay inside because I'm sick, like a reasonable person.
Yeah, that's smart.
But generally, yeah. Unless I'm like on a plane or something, I'm not masking up. But that's just because I guess, I don't know, I'm more freewheeling than I am liberal.
Yeah, I wear a mask when I get a cold, basically. Like, there was a part of me that wanted to wear masks all the time, but at my job, I think that way too much of my clientele would be deeply upset if they just saw a mask. If I was
cards in there.
Yeah, no, but also, like, I'd be the obvious liberal cuck manager guy.
You have to out weird them if they say anything. Just say you want the AI to be reading your face constantly.
Dude, yes, I am an AI bootlick. I want the AI to make my life easier. I love easy life.
Just
easy life is great.
Weird them, and they'll shut up.
In fact, I'm an AI bootlick is a better excuse than I had otherwise, which is just like, yeah, I just don't really want to do it unless I have to, Yeah. I'm just kind of like, I feel like I build up a lot of social capital in other ways and I want to cash it in on this particular issue. Like, if it gets bad, I'll go back to the way it was. But when it's not so bad, I'm fine. And, I guess I'm paying the price for that right now. And that's just the way it goes. Some things will never change.
Yep. It's okay. We're all about to catch it with that emergency broadcast.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was I was going to bump that to the Q's of the News segment to see if we could catch it.
No, we're going all over the place today.
I guess. I mean, I guess we're going to talk about it now. Okay. So in about 30 minutes, I guess we're about to get the broadcast that lets us know that Moloch has emerged from his sleep.
I've been hearing a lot of things.
I'm sure there's a lot of people with a lot of opinions about what this emergency broadcast test.
The nanobots, they will be activated. Are we all vaccinated? Are we all vaxxed?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, then we're all fucked. Unfortunately, the nanobots will be activated.
No
in
way.
Our body.
I decided to avoid all of that so that my sperm was going to be worth a lot of cash.
Yes. Elle's incredibly pristine sperm is like...
That's smart.
Yes.
But the secret is, and don't tell anybody, me, you, with 1,000 or so people that listen to the podcast, I lied. I did get vaccinated, so my sperm is just as useless as it always has been. I got him.
I got him. Yeah, so in a very short period of time, an emergency broadcast test will happen to all our phones, which has freaked out QAnon in ways that it normally would. It's not. I was about to say you wouldn't believe it, but you absolutely would believe it. There's talk about how this is going to trigger a latent virus inside of us that may turn us into zombies.
That's why Elle's sick.
Yeah. Elle's phone went off 2 days early. That's why he has.
Yeah, I went to the preview screening
really
of the EBS.
Yes.
Yeah, I got the advanced screener for it, and I watched it. And now, like the Ring style, I've come down with whatever this affliction is that's going to transform me.
Yeah. Yes. And there have been people talking about how you need to put your phone in a Faraday cage or just fully depower it, take the SIM card out, all that stuff. There's a lot of different ideas and suggestions as to how to avoid the zombification / illness ray / whatever this is that is about to hit us in the next hour or so.
It was fucking really nice of them to give us the heads up that they were going to finally flip the switch to turn us all into their controlled puppet zombies, It
gives you a chance.
They've always been pretty sporting that way.
Yes. Because we are it would have been really unfair because you want to be armed because this is going to obviously just Kingsman style turn us all into violent killing machines. So they just politely let us know to grab a knife or a gun and get ready because the great Samuel L. Jackson's going to put his hand on the circuit board, and then whammo blammo, we're all just going to start throwing bows and just start brawling. It's going to be great. Like whatever.
There was this viral post on Reddit that I saw going viral on Twitter. Screenshot of like a landlord who was like texting all his tenants, like, "All right, we're going to be turning the power off," because of the emergency broadcast, and he went on like this whole long rant about how, it was going to activate whatever, and he was like, "I can send you some links if you guys have questions." And it's like, oh no, pilled landlord. Allegedly. It was a Reddit post, but I was just like, nightmare scenario. Could you imagine you had this pilled landlord who's like, "We're all about to turn into zombies, so I'm going to be cutting the power."
You're like, you're telling your boss, you're telling him, "I have a Zoom meeting for an interview, for a job interview. I have to take it." "No, you can't cut my power due to your dumb conspiracy theory." "Sorry, man. I ain't letting my tenants turn into zombies. You guys won't pay rent if you're zombies." So
the nanobots, man.
Yeah.
Think. You won't have a job.
Right. Yeah. There's nothing I enjoy more than a conspiracy theorist yelling "think" at someone else, being like, "Yo, dum-dum, wake up, put 2 and 2 together." And it's like, oh God, really? Oh God.
Yeah, there's more on the line here than your stupid Zoom meeting.
Yes.
Have you heard of a little thing called everything? Because that's what's on the line here.
Yes.
Literally. Pilled landlord. That's a nightmare movie. Someone make that into a horror movie.
Yeah.
Pilled landlord.
Oh, now that the writers,
Red-pilled landlord.
Hey, writers, you're back. You got your contracts. Let's do it up. Let's go.
Yeah, enjoy your cushy 6-figure contracts there, every writer in Hollywood, because that's totally how it works.
Yes.
Now stop being so lazy and get back to fucking work.
Yeah.
Roll out of your mansions. Roll off of incredible multi-award-winning singer Rihanna. Just roll right off of her. Put your pants back on and get back to work. Their multi-million-dollar writer for every television show. Yes. Every dub-dub that was opposed to the writer's strike was just like, they're getting paid enough. It says right here, they're getting 6 figures. And it's just like, no, that's like the management is getting 6 figures. The rest of us, they're just like the rest of us, man. They get paid nothing for what they do.
They got roommates too, man.
Yeah,
exactly.
They got a red-pilled landlord too, man.
Because they probably live in New York or LA, where there's just like, yes, it's me and 6 other writers. We live in a studio apartment where we have Murphy beds. It's crazy.
And we're all just submitting spec scripts, and like the studio's like, "This is pretty good. Buy it off you for $750." And the guy's like, "Oh my God, $750! You have no idea how bad I need that. Holy shit!"
Oh. Anyway, congratulations to them. They won, and they got a little bit of everything they wanted, which is nice. That's a big win for them, and a big emboldening power move for all these other people that are striking currently. That's not what we're talking about currently. No. We're still talking about the EBS madness.
Yeah. What's it actually supposed to do?
It's just literally just test the system that would happen if the president needed to address everyone all at once or whatever,
Oh, he would need to address us all at once.
Yeah, to tell us the storm is upon us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's really funny is that this is like for a week. This shit's everyone's been freaking out, but yesterday began the backpedal for a bunch of QAnon promoters. I saw a bunch of QAnon promoters doing stuff like, "Look, I don't think anything really big is going to happen tomorrow. Don't get too stressed out over it. Blah blah blah. Just know the Patriots are in control. We've got this. It's all good, and we'll get through it together. Don't worry, man." Because they love getting people all riled up, but then the moment they get close to the deadline, the moment they get close to the payoff, they're like, "Oh shit, this isn't going to be a payoff. Like nothing's going to happen. So we better start downplaying it, and so we can claim credibility that like, oh yeah, I told you nothing was going to happen. You didn't have to worry about that. It was a bunch of nonsense." So the backpedal has begun in earnest, and after when this evening rolls around, people are going to be trying to decode what it all meant when we just got a little thing on our phone saying this was a test of the EBS. Thank you.
Yeah, and again, like, why would they warn us? Why wouldn't they just do it? If they just have the technology to do it, just hit the button and turn us all into zombies. Like, why give us a warning?
This is where you get into the whole intergalactic contract law and the Matrix has to get your consent kind of bullshit. this all comes back to the whole a vampire needs your permission to enter your home shit. This is
True.
This is this part of the mythology where the bad guys have to, in some way, coerce. They have to obtain your consent either via trickery or subtlety. And so us knowing about the warning and not throwing our phones in Faraday cages immediately means that we allowed them to turn us into zombies. So it's all cool. God's like, well, you gave them a chance. They said no, so it's okay. You got it, devil. You win. It's okay.
Well, the problem is God, aliens, and the Matrix all probably have access to, at the very least, my brain. And one would imagine everybody's brain. At the very least, inside of my brain, they would know that unless the outside of the Matrix world is demonstrably better for humans than the Matrix world, I don't give a fuck if I'm in a Matrix. Couldn't care less. I'm the guy who sympathized with put me back in the Matrix. I want to eat steak guy. I was like, yeah, the real world seems like it sucks ass. I was like, they really seem like they fucking owed you,
man.
With that, you know?
So
like, I get that, you know, I get that it's cool that the people want to be liberated, and I'm happy for that for Neo, but that's not for me. I want the part where I'm eating the steak. Give me the steak.
Hashtag Team Cypher, hashtag Joey Pants. Just it's just all of that.
You know, and maybe that makes me a monster, but I don't know. I just like comfort. There's so much uncomfortable stuff about the life I already lead. Like, just heaping a bunch of other uncomfort on top of that seems really bad.
Right, yeah. Breaking me out of the Matrix so that I have to lay on a hospital bed for X number of months while they re-stimulate my muscles and you make my eyes work so then I can finally wake up to eat my gruel slime. It's like, really? Wow, thanks. What a great way to save me, assholes.
But
I don't super know how to, like, talk to new, like, I don't know how to make adult friends. Like, I have like a big friendship group, but it's all people I've known for like 10 or plus years, you know? Like, I don't really get out there and do other stuff. And that's when I could go to like a nightclub or a bar or a fucking cafe and just strike up a conversation with people if I wanted to. Do you know how hard it would be to make friends if all anybody was into was not being killed by robots and sweaty orgies and what was high on? Yes. I'm not about that life, dude. Like,
it's a lot of energy, man.
I have enough inside of me to service one person at a time. That's where I'm at in life. One and only one. Yeah. And even then, you know, maybe 80% there.
Well, I mean, they showed all that while the giant orgies are happening, if you want to, you can sneak off with someone to a pizza oven and have the most chemistry-free sex imaginable on screen. And that was...
It's the secret origin story of that movie Mannequin. It's just two mannequins boning in a pizza oven.
Yep, yes.
Yeah, I mean, dude, so weird that Keanu Reeves got tapped by fate for a wild renaissance where people just came around to him and were just, actually, Keanu Reeves rules. Because, man, for so many years, everybody was just like, how the fuck did Keanu Reeves get a career? So funny. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. That's just me being amused by how Hollywood works. And
yeah.
Every once in a while, the zeitgeist will just choose somebody, just be like, you, redemption. And, like, it hit Keanu Reeves, it hit Guy Fieri. Like, sometimes the wave just comes over a person, it just kills them.
Yeah, Brendan Fraser suddenly just became the man again.
Icon.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody loves Brendan Fraser. He was in that one movie that everybody liked in 1997. And then a bunch of other movies that everybody
that turned a generation of bisexuals into bisexuals, you know, if you watched it when you were 5 years old like me, and it's like, man, everyone looks pretty good in this movie.
It didn't move me on the spectrum at all because, what's her name? Like, Catherine...
Rachel Weisz.
Rachel Weisz, yeah.
And
Rachel
then
Weisz was
Anoxnomen, very pretty.
Rachel Weisz. I was just like, yeah, I'm about this life. Anyway, yeah, but I mean, everybody forgets about all the other movies he was in that nobody... Bedazzled and
George of the Jungle,
Man,
hello?
And, what was it, Blast from the Past?
Oh my god, I used to love that as a kid. I haven't seen it in 20 years, so don't cancel me if it's bad, everybody, but like, I mean, probably even longer than that, like 25
Brendan Fraser
years.
has a trilogy of movies where he is a man displaced from time.
Yeah.
Think about it. What an absolutely insane, like, just record to have.
I didn't see any of his sad comeback movies, but I did love him as a child.
I didn't watch The Whale because I am a big fat guy, so I don't want to watch it. Like, I feel
Just
like the movie's
appropriating your culture.
It's just gonna be preaching at me about stuff I already know. I'm gonna be like, oh, really? He heroically just like he just like heroically did the thing. What a guy!
He's heroically fat.
I should do that too. You know, I should do whatever he does in that movie. However, because apparently it's very inspirational.
Journey to the Center of the Earth. You know, I haven't seen that.
Have we ever been more off topic than we are right now? I don't know. we went down like an insane rabbit hole there. So let's get it back sort of on topic. And
the
let's
Mummy
sort of,
Returns.
Yeah, I mean all the other movies except
They suck.
Well, I mean the second one is like fine, I guess.
The kid is annoying.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, the whole point of the Mummy movies was that's how The Rock got his foot in the door in Hollywood, and then boom, he was like, okay,
fantastic CGI.
Yes.
The Scorpion King, classic.
Yes.
He just oozes charisma. You know, you're just like, wow, this guy's really got it.
Topic on topic. We're on
yes.
topic.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we're all this is proof that we have become zombies.
Yep.
That we are now just mindlessly talking about ancient pop culture from decades ago. This is
about mummies.
Yeah.
That's my whole
zombies,
life.
Mummies, you see?
Anyway, let's every one of the three of us shut our stupid mouths about that and move on to talking about Arizona and how it sucks. And I guess every week we get a sweet Arizona sucking update.
I could take this whole episode.
weekly sucking update for Arizona from Arizona Rightwash. Hey,
let's do a quick one.
A quick
one. Sorry. Carrie Lake announced that she's running for Senate.
Yes. Yeah, Carrie Lake is the official announcement. I think is like the 10th or something.
Yeah, it was just like the filing happened, so like news got a hold of it, and she's like, "I got a big announcement coming up." And let me, I think it's the 11th maybe, but I got the text and it's like, "Oh, what could it be?"
Okay,
yeah,
but
very
like,
special announcement on the 10th. You're right. Tuesday.
To what degree do I have to be worried about this?
0.
Okay, well then
she couldn't win. I don't think she'll do good because she's fucking annoying and everybody's tired of her shit. Even a lot of Republicans and people that were kind of like, chill. There's a very certain group of people that is on the Carrie Lake train still. Yeah.
Is she going to win the Republican primary? Is my first question. Does Lamb or any other nutball have a chance to actually beat her for the nomination? Or
Lamb's really been struggling like pretty hard.
Oh yeah, you had that campaign thing where it's like, look, we're 75% short of our monthly goals. So I mean, like, that's not good.
His campaign emails are, they're pathetic. Also, he just got kind of exposed.
I've never read a non-pathetic campaign email, but that's
true. They all are kind of pathetic.
I don't like being solicited to, but especially not by people who are trying to pluck at patriotic heartstrings I don't super have.
Yeah.
I'm only patriotic when I watch anime. Anime makes me very patriotic. If they wanted to get my money, they would try to use my anime against me.
I understand.
I got a message on Snapchat and I opened it and it was this woman with a ridiculous body, but her face was an anime girl. And I was just like, what the hell is this? Why on earth would anyone react to this? I mean, there's obviously a market for it, but I mean,
that's a lot of my ads on Twitter right now.
Yeah, but this is a person being like, hey baby, want to hang out? And it's just like, no.
In like what, the Digisphere? Like what is this like some sort of VR soliciting or like is this for a flash game?
People are in all kinds of shit, man.
Yeah.
It would be great if she's just like a regular human being that just happens to look like that, you know? That just she's like, nobody will take me seriously. It's like it's gonna be tough.
Yes. Yeah, but usually, like, these campaign ads are more like, we need to stop this radical Republican extremism. Can you please chip in $10 for Fight America PAC or whatever? Whereas Mark Lamb's is just like, I got no money. I'm broke. It fucking sucks. Please give me some money. For the love of God.
I had a can of beans uncooked.
Literally, some of them have been like that. They're like, can you help me pay for lunch and gas? That was some of them. Like, bro, who's writing these? Yeah, so I don't think is doing good already, and the Turning Point USA people will be all behind Lake, so she's gonna have the big money. annoying people.
Oh, well, then he's really not going to be able to afford gas or lunch.
Yeah, he's really his campaign finances are really bad. So she'll probably get the Republican nomination. So it'll be Sinema if she ever decides to announce as an independent, and Ruben Gallego, who this is pissing off. It's kind of like the Carrie Lake MAGA type Republicans are pissing off the like McCain Republicans because they're like, you guys are killing the whole party. We're broke and nobody wants to vote for us anymore, and you keep putting the worst people and losing us pretty winnable seats. And so they're really pissed about the Gallego one because they kind of view him as more of a progressive type of Democrat, which that's debatable. But so they're like extra pissed at Kerry for kind of like, God damn it, we're gonna get Ruben Gallego. Like that's their perspective. But
because Kelly was kind of like a milquetoast centrist, boring Democrat was the whole idea. And now you're potentially going to get someone more in the progressive, like Liz Warren sort of thing. And it's like, Arizona isn't supposed to be progressive. We're purple. We're not supposed to be electing liberal firebrands to the Senate from Arizona. But Sinema has no actual political base at this point. Like who Kristen Sinema appeals to, I have no earthly idea. And Lake is just the pure MAGA QAnon nut. So it's just, if you're a Democrat, if you're remotely liberal at all, Gallego is your only option. So it's basically weird lady who's not a Republican or a Democrat versus nutball MAGA lady versus progressive guy. And like progressive guy is just, I mean, you sent me the text about Lake running, and I replied to you, "Congratulations, Senator Gallego." That was just my reaction.
That was kind of like the McCain Republicans' reaction too. Like, God damn it! Now we definitely are going to get Gallego because I think they kind of sense that like she's not going to win. Sinema doesn't have a chance and hasn't even officially announced yet. So yeah, it's probably going to be Gallego if it goes that way. I hope
Gallego listens to our podcast.
He does not.
You guys, I mean, you don't know that. He could be one of our like 1,500 listeners or so.
Well, hook him up. Get him on the board because I have worked as a shadow spokesman for campaigns in the past. Like,
nobody will talk to me. I'm a demon in Arizona.
Well, they won't talk to you. They'll talk to me.
No, but you're a demon. True. You're a demon to Republicans because
that's
they think
debatable.
And they poo-poo. But this guy's progressive, baby. Like he might be.
I also said that was debatable.
Wow.
He's definitely trying to. He's definitely trying to be like more of like a firebrand type. Like he's dropping a lot of F-bombs. He's like, fuck you kind of shit. Like trying to be tough. But I did think it was funny that he sometimes, I don't know, some of his votes are funny to me. I won't get into it. I think he's a funny guy, but he's better than Sinema, so we'll go with that. We'll go with that one.
I very much appreciate your pragmatism at the end of the day, just being like, this guy's obviously
That's
better
me.
than Sinema. Yes.
Okay, some more Arizona madness. Did you hear that Katie Hobbs has been extracted? No
longer the governor?
Yeah, she's been extracted. She's booted.
Yes, booted and about to be arrested and shipped to Gitmo. For everyone who doesn't know about this, QAnon and some of the more shady right-wing things, and I think even Fox News ran a story about this where it was like Katie Hobbs is missing and no one knows what's going on. Oh, they had to change it when they got caught.
Because they were playing into that, like, what's going on? And it's just like, she's in D.C. for 3 days. That's what's going on. So sometimes when governors have work,
outside the state.
Yeah, outside the state, it goes to the next person. And sometimes the next person is also a little bit busy, so it goes to the next person. And that's how government works.
Right. So basically what happened was for a few days, Hobbs was out of the state along with much of the other leadership of the Democratic Party in her administration. So some chuckle schmuck was the acting governor, and QAnon and a bunch of other right-wing clown sites were just like, why is this person the acting governor? What is going on with Hobbs? And there was also these articles about how the Arizona legislature passed a resolution to indict Hobbs for her crimes. And,
she was booted. They kept posting old photos of her in a boot, and it's like, that was from like 3 years ago.
Well, according to the QAnon people, that was during her indictment when she was tracked and monitored. She made bail in secret after that and then was allowed to be bootless. But she knows she's waiting arraignment. And any day now, her secret trial, which
she has a twin, too. So I saw a lot of that. Like, I hear the twin is the one that's in charge right now.
Is her twin identical?
Yeah, they're pretty. They you could tell the difference because the haircuts and just like yeah, they look a little different from one another. But if you get like old photos of Katie and like new, like if you get like photos that aren't current of each of them, you can make them look a really similar. So it's like, yeah, there's a lot of fake. There's a lot of you know,
they are identical and not fraternal is my point. So.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think so.
Yes. Okay.
Wow.
I just thought because you know, sometimes they don't look alike, but you know, that's what I meant. But yeah. So anyway, also there was actually some Republicans getting in on that, like local AZ legislature getting in on the like, where's Katie Hobbs? Because the person that actually was acting governor for like fucking 2 days, was Kimberly Yee, who is actually a Republican. She's the treasurer, state treasurer.
Yeah.
And the Republicans, like the MAGA, like, you know, the more like, it was actually Justine Wad-Sack, who we've talked about before. She's pilled as hell.
Wad-Sack.
Wad-Sack. Miss
Nice.
Wad-Sack. Was like doing the like, where's Katie? And why isn't Kimberly Yee calling in a special session so we can, you know, change all the election laws and fucking overturn all her director nominations, which is kind of like a controversy right now. And it's like they were doing the like, where's Katie? Senator Wendy Rogers, State Senator Wendy Rogers was like fundraising off of it. Like, isn't it mysterious that Katie Hobbs is missing? But like a journalist like responded to Wad-Sack saying like, well, you can't really like change any laws in 2 days because it takes 3 days to pass, and Katie Hobbs would be back by then, so you can't really do anything anyway. And she's like, oh, trolling me on my page? That was how she responded. So we have a really mature legislator here.
Nice. Get trolled. Pranked you.
Yeah, got him.
That's what I call a nice troll.
So Hobbs is booted, she's in Gitmo, and her twin is currently acting in charge, or maybe it's a clone.
Yeah.
Or a hologram. That used to be the popular line.
Yes. Oh, that was the greatest when like people didn't understand angles of cameras and they thought that Biden's hand went through a microphone and it was proof he was a hologram. Oh, it was so great.
This reached like national media. I saw like AP was like, where is Katie Hobbs? What's going on? Like correcting misinformation that was going out. And yeah. It's just like very funny. But it's just like, she's getting QAnon. She's getting booted right now.
Yeah.
Arizona, you're so precious. I just want to tussle your little hair. And be like, oh, what a cute little racist state of racists.
It's a weird little state.
And Haley and a bunch of racists. It's cute.
Yeah. Yes. But thankfully, Haley apparently has the power. Her vote counts more than all the racist votes, which is how the state is like slowly, agonizingly tilting to the Democrats. Spoiler alert.
I also am. I'm Bucky's. I'm hidden. I'm hidden amongst the racists in my Bucky shirt, so they don't know.
Their vision is based on movement, and also if you're not wearing a Bucky shirt, that's how racists track people. So yes.
This week, Haley was champing at the bit to get her little "I'm a racist" confession and on the podcast.
Because I have the Bucky shirt.
Yeah, because you're dressed like a Proud Boy. We even went over this before the show. I was just like, "Hey, you got to say some sort of confessions for the show." Yeah.
No.
You said you were quote unquote camouflaged among the racists. I propose that you are racist.
I said some of them occasionally wear a Bucky's mask. I am not one of those people. My Bucky is on.
Not all white supremacists are out there rocking swastikas, but that doesn't
and smashes Proud Boys in the skull.
Yeah, you're taking it back. When fucking you're gonna get some crunchy granola hippies are gonna be trying to push you around. You're gonna be like, no man, my Iron Cross is for liberation. It means a different trip.
It even looks more ominous because he's on the Texan flag. It feels
like a threat. Everything that Texas does feels like a threat.
I'm now just imagining Haley in front of a Bucky's gas pump with the sticker "This machine kills fascists" on it. Being like, Bucky's gas, the anti-fascist gas. That's what it's all about.
But then also a bumper sticker that says "Come and take it," and you're just like, wow, what a real down the street centrist.
Yes.
I love my guns. They help me kill Nazis. And it's just like, oh, okay, I guess.
That'd be the greatest, most confused person ever. I'd be such a fan.
I should just make put a bunch of weird stickers on my car that I don't have. If I had one,
step one,
it would be politically confused because that'd be funny.
Yeah.
All right. Are we ready to move into our essentially one and only headline news topic for the week?
That sounds like a reasonable thing. Yes.
From the digital headlines to the digital front lines, it's Q's in the news.
All right, in our headline this week, Speaker horseshit madness, and I believe based on how it all shook out and how down to the wire it was, we could also touch on the little bit of government not defunded, at least in the short term, madness.
Yes.
So let's start there, Mike. The United States of America came dangerously close to just decided to not fund itself, but we have avoided that temporarily. What's the scoop on how that shook out this week?
So the Republicans talked about how they were going to shut down the government if their demands weren't met, and then they basically caved on everything except financing Ukraine, which is really fucking weird that the Republicans were willing to give up on everything else. But the thing Vladimir Putin really cared about was the one thing the Republicans drew a line in the sand on, which I'm not going to say they're disloyal scum, but yes, I am. They're disloyal scum. And so we then got the government funded for 45 more days. We're going to have to go through all this shit again in a month and a half. And after this happened, then the lunatic fringe of the Republicans decided, you know what? Back when we gave McCarthy the speakership, we put him on a real tight leash. And now all we have to do is pull on that leash and we can get rid of him. So Matt Gaetz was just like, I move to vacate the speakership, and enough Republicans backed that play along with the Democrats that they actually just removed McCarthy from being the speaker. So we currently do not have a speaker.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. Oh, it's being brought. Oh, yeah. These two 5-year-olds yelling at each other on Twitter. Oh, my God. What children. The saddest shit imaginable.
Yeah, I love how of all the people to have a portion of our government by the balls, it's Matt Gaetz. Yikes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Andy Biggs and Eli Crane, they were the two Arizona fucks who were involved with this. I don't know if we've talked about Eli Crane before because he's a goofy guy. He's
all right, Haley, you had your Arizona segment.
I'm sorry, I just have to bring it up real quick because I know we've talked about Biggs being like he won the lottery, which is just proof there is no God. But one of the ways that Eli Crane got his money is that he was on Shark Tank, the reality show.
So what did he sell?
The reality show where you have to swim through a tank of sharks.
Yep, that's what he did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, then I respect the guy. He's got my vote.
He punched him right in the nose.
Nice. I like his moxie. He could be president.
Yes, he booted a shark in the snoot, which is like that shows gumption and pluck and guile, all of these things.
His big adventure, though, that changed the world that we all needed, is that he hollowed out a 50 cal bullet and turned it into a bottle opener.
And that got him like $250,000 in 6% royalties from Mark Cuban.
Yeah, he got the money from Cuban.
Oh God!
Bottle Breacher is his brand, So yeah, he's definitely a guy that deserves to run our lives, because he invented a big bullet bottle opener.
I mean, when you think
didn't
about it,
vote
it's a pretty good
with them.
idea. Like, after you kill something with your gun, you can pull up your spent casings and
Just
turn them
hold it
into
up.
a way to get drunk.
Yes.
So you can kill more stuff while drunk, and then the cycle continues.
Yep.
It's the Arizona way.
It is. That's a very Arizona thing. I thought that in Texas, I was like, man, their gun laws are stricter here because they had these, like, no guns in the restaurants and bookstores or museums.
Well, that's because y'all were in Dallas. I mean, fucking, that's...
I traveled the state, and those signs were everywhere.
Foo, little funny, little suspect. You know what I mean?
That's
wink,
true.
wink, nudge, nudge. We're not saying it out loud, but you get the intonation.
Yeah.
A little left-handed, if you get me.
Yeah. Hashtag keep Austin weird. All that fun stuff.
Yep. I had fun in Austin.
Shocker.
I thought it was interesting that Gosar didn't vote with Biggs and Crane. I was like, oh, is he trying to behave right now? Because he's like, oh, there's too many headlines about being involved with Nazis. Got to behave a little bit.
They already got enough votes to get McCarthy out.
Yeah.
They don't need mine. I'm gonna put my head down. Yeah.
Oh, can we take a brief detour to talk about fire alarm pulling guy?
Oh yeah. The fire alarm pulling guy is hilarious because it appears that he just fucked up, but also fire alarm pulling guy, he wasn't even in the building where the vote was being taken. So when all these Republicans were like, oh, he was trying to disrupt an official proceeding. Oh, that's just like January 6th. He should get 100 years in jail. It's like, no, he actually wasn't anywhere near where the votes were happening. He's just a moron that entered a building that's usually not the building you use, but this was a rare weekend vote. And then he fucked up and pulled a fire alarm because he didn't understand how the doors worked, which...
Yeah, no, I also, for the record, do not buy that for a single second. I think it's much more plausible that he was trying to do the thing that he was accused of and didn't realize he was in the wrong building.
You're the fire alarm truther.
I mean, it just seems so unlikely that anybody could mistake a fire alarm for a pull to open door panel, the likes of which has never existed in history. He would have to point to me. I would just be like, okay, they'll bring me to the other door of this building that has a pull handle door release that you need to activate.
It's funny either way.
Oh,
I think we need more radical politicians doing radical.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think it's kind of metal that he was like, "We're gonna pull this fire alarm to buy us some time here or whatever."
Like,
but
British people fighting, like, in like it's like old school, like where they used to like beat each other up, in the chambers and shit. It's like we need to bring back some of that. Duels, even duels.
You can legally duel in Boston Common if the mayor's present. That's still a law in the books here in Massachusetts. You're allowed to do it. I think you'd probably be...
I'm sure dueling is legal in Arizona just because we're in Arizona. It's just like you're allowed to do that. You're telling me I can't do that in Tombstone? Duel?
Probably. I would assume so. But I just think that, like, fire alarm pulling guy, if you can't understand how doors work, you should probably be primaried and probably be removed from office. But I also think that Republicans were way too giddy and the media was way too cheerful to jump on this thing when it was just a dumb person doing something very stupidly. And I wish I could ascribe the agency to the man that he was like trying to buy time by pulling the alarm when, like, from everything about the story, it just seems like he's an idiot, which is not a great look. I kind of want my Congress people to not be idiots who are confused by doors and alarms. It's very silly.
Again, though, like, aren't most fire alarm pulls like painted bright red?
Yes,
cool.
I mean, his excuse makes him sound incompetent, which is why, like,
just say you did it. Just say "fuck you." Yeah, I did it. What up? I'll do it again too.
Yeah, I'll fucking do it again.
I'll pull every fucking alarm I see in here. Don't try me. Put some glass over it. Say that.
Yeah, bitch. I was elected to do cool shit. Fuck your fire alarm.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do it to disrupt anything. I just thought it'd be funny.
Yeah, you ever pull a prank?
Prank you?
That's what he should have said.
Oh.
You guys never pulled a prank before?
Oh yeah, he should be the new YouTube prank guy. Oh, that'd be great. Oh man.
Yeah, he's gonna live stream himself getting shot in the gut.
Yep.
Yes, and then the guy gets acquitted for shooting him.
Yeah, because it turns out that there's a pretty at least decent case that you could say that you were fearing for your safety when a couple of dudes are like, in your face, shoving you around. Now, do I think you should have pulled out your heater and blasted him? Probably not. But
No.
like, I could see that if you had the heart of a coward, that might be your preferred move. Maybe that's why you have a gun to begin with.
Yes, you're just scared of the world. It's so funny that like that whole incident validates that guy having the gun, where he's like, these YouTube pranksters were scaring the shit out of me, so thank God I had my gun on me so I could shoot them. It's like, oh my God, wow, what a ridiculous turn of events that was. Someone was pointing out this guy, the guy with the prank channel. He's got like 50,000 subs or whatever, which, I mean, bigger than us, but still, you took one to the gut for 50K fans. That's not great. I mean,
okay. Well, while we're spiraling again, and it doesn't get as time as I did to bring this one up. Have you seen this clip that's floating around of that like clip of that old man being interviewed after shooting those robbers that were robbing him? It was on some podcast recently, so it's been floating around. But it's like an old man who like shot this lady to death because her and her partner were like robbing him, and he caught him in the middle of the act, and he's just like, "Well, they jumped me, but then I managed to get away and get my gun. And then when they saw it, they took off. And she didn't run as fast as he did, so I shot her twice in the back, and she was just like, 'Please don't kill me. I'm pregnant,' but I shot her anyway." And it just doesn't give a fuck. He's like, and then he's just like, "So I shot her and she's dead, and that should probably weigh pretty heavily on him, and he got away." It's just like,
wow. I have in fact not seen this.
Oh, dude, it's insane. I'll share it. It's crazy. When I heard it, I was like, wow, I'm no music producer, but if I were, I'd be using this guy's insane clip in some sort of incredibly hard song. "Well, she said, 'Don't shoot me, I'm pregnant.' I shot her anyway."
That is the most American thing I've ever heard. Just I kill people because it's America, and that's how this country works.
Yeah,
man.
That's usually how it goes.
What an insane guy that guy is. Anyway, okay, now it's time to get back on track. So all nonsense the fire alarm guy happens, all the stuff with the fucking, the no aid to Ukraine stuff happens. Then our boy McCarthy gets ousted as the speaker. So now the speakership is free. It's vacant. There's nobody in there. And who best to maybe fill that seat? Well, it's one of our good old pals, Mike. Who might be the best person to put their fat rump into that seat?
It's our boy Donald Trump. Oh, QAnon is all over it. Yes, the John Cena of politics, Donald Trump, is here to... He was interviewed at the courtroom where he's currently facing a civil trial for fraud, which he's pissing and moaning about the fact that he's not getting a jury when it's his lawyers who requested he did not get a jury. That's his own fault. They asked him, "Hey, do you want to be speaker?" And he's like, "If it's good for the party, I'll totally do it." Which, no, they actually don't want him to be speaker. But this has not stopped QAnon. And I think Marjorie Taylor Greene made a post about how she wants Trump to be speaker. A bunch of the radical lunatic MAGA Republicans have talked about Speaker Trump being a thing they're in favor of.
They're a bunch of stupid fucks, because as sycophants who are constantly attached to his teats and or pain, they should know that he's not going to accept a lesser post than President of the United States. He's not going to slum it as speaker even while he's running for president. He's not going to do that. Would require some amount of work on his part. He's not doing that. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
he's too busy fighting 1,000 legal battles right now while running for president. He's not going to be Speaker of the House. Are you drunk?
Yeah.
Are you drunk, Miss Green? Miss Taylor Greene? Are you drunk?
I know a QAnon person who doesn't want Trump as speaker because he wants to run as speaker. The QAnon shaman.
Oh, Jacob Chansley wants to be speaker? Oh,
yeah, he's
awesome.
been doing he's been issuing his proposals that he will issue as Speaker of the House if they nominate him. He's going to be having a spaces about how he should be Speaker of the House.
What does a short-term seat warming Speaker of the House job pay?
Probably more than he makes. So
is it one of those cushy? Is it one of those cushy gigs that somehow gets you like a pension for life or whatever? In which case, I'll do it. Fuck it, I'll be fake Speaker of the House for like 6 months.
Jacob Chansley for Speaker. He has some like Jacob Chansley for Speaker meme. Look,
Look, that guy's
it's him still in the getup too. It's Jacob Chansley.
Oh, of course. Oh,
yeah. It says Jacob Chansley for Speaker of the House underneath that.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah,
look, that guy might like cut a better physical figure than I do, but do
you want to hear what he's going to propose?
Talk circles around this clown.
I saw all what Marjorie Taylor Greene proposed that Trump was going to do, and it was like literal magic and unicorns. Like, these people believe that the Speaker of the House is some sort of magical position that just passes laws by edict. It's very strange. I
thought this was funny. He said mandatory drug testing for all Congress and staff, which is like, buddy, you literally do like DMT and shit. Like,
yeah, and also like assuming that at least half of those people are doing some sort of drugs, because they probably are.
Who's thinking of Hunter?
Like, why? Of course, but like everyone's going to be like, no, we don't want that. We're all doing coke. Like, we love coke. Like, we're rich and coke is expensive, but we can get it and we love it. So no.
He would also review all old laws and purge obsolete laws, which I like. Which ones? I mean, I'm down. It's cool. It's just like, what? Which
Dude, it sounds like fun. The more I think about it, the more I will accept your offer to become Speaker of the House in the short term. American citizens. No, fuck this guy. It's my job. I'm taking it.
Oh, okay.
It's me. I'll do it.
Yeah.
The mysterious speaker.
Yeah, I know I could just pass laws. I'll be like, I'm sure some stuff sounds cool.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, her latest tweet is my choice for Speaker of the House, and it's Trump with the Speaker's gavel, and he's wearing a MAGA hat, and the flag behind him is the black and white American flag. It's not even the red, white, and blue. It is very bizarre that she's got like the dark flag.
Yeah, for people that love America, they sure do love modifying that flag in ways you're not supposed to.
Yes. Yeah. So
yeah, we love America. We're just gonna get a little jazz with the flag, and it's like, well, technically, if you love America, you're supposed to. The flag's supposed to be a pretty big deal.
Put it on my skivvies.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's okay. They're immune to hypocrisy. It's got to be like the greatest. Like, I mean, when I do something hypocritical, I have this like abiding sense of guilt that follows me around. It's the same reason I could never like really just call out of work too frequently. I just get too guilty about it. I could never enjoy myself. I'm just like, man, how liberating it would be to just be a scumbag.
Right?
Yeah.
I know. When I desecrate a flag, it's wrong. But when they desecrate a flag, it's patriotic. It's some horse shit. I agree.
You know, Haley, if you dig a little bit, you'll find that the conservatives in our country, at least, are a little hypocrisy prone.
A little bit.
Just a touch, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So while all this is going on, Jim Jordan has declared he wants to run for Speaker. So McCarthy has stated he is not running. So
Biggs keeps hinting at it. Locally, a lot of the weirdos are like Biggs, especially because he was involved with like removing McCarthy. He will not. That's not happening. No, it's not happening. So that's not happening.
Who's your pick? Who do you think is going to be speaky?
At this point, I have no idea because this is the
Ron
whole.
Watkins.
Oh, if only Ron. But I mean, the whole problem is that the reason why McCarthy got the job was they didn't have anyone else who wanted it that could get the votes, and the Republicans have a 4-seat majority because they won't let Santos resign in disgrace and knock their majority down to 3. So if literally 5 people aren't happy with who's being nominated for Speaker, they can just block it. So it's just going to be this ugly situation where either the Republicans eventually begrudgingly accept somebody to be the Speaker, or a Speaker has to reach across the aisle for like a power sharing agreement with the Democrats for votes. And whatever Republicans buy into that deal will immediately be the enemies of the Republic, because a power sharing deal with the Democrats is obviously treason, like sedition, evil, bad, wrongness. So I don't know how they get themselves out of this situation. I truly don't. I don't know how Jim Jordan gets the votes to become Speaker. because if he had them in the first place, he would have beaten McCarthy. So exactly how this is going to play out will be very interesting. It'll be very interesting to see how long the Trump people keep promoting Trump as the speaker and keep voting for him. It's just going to be an absolute clown show. And the funniest thing to me will be watching the press being like, "Oh, Washington, the politicians are in disarray. It's all so much chaos." And it's like, no, name the politicians. It's the Republicans. The Republican Party is the ones who are falling apart. Like, don't claim it's Washington. Say the word Republican. You can do it. I believe in you, media. Smash cut to the media cannot do it. I should not believe in them.
So how fucked are we come November when that temporary funding agreement comes along and we still don't have a Speaker of the House? Are we totally hosed?
I don't know that they're going to be willing to fuck it, because it's like you actually do damage. Like, the military doesn't get paid. Lots of things that are important like get shut down, and the Republicans, they really don't want to get blamed for it. Like, it was really funny listening where they were like, "Oh, whenever the government gets shut down, we get blamed for it. It's so unfair." It's like, well, because you're the ones shutting it down. That's how this works.
How dare we blame you for that thing that you're doing? But
yes.
you dumb fucks. Yeah, I always love it when they threaten government shutdowns, because I'm just like, wow, man, this is just, you just can't buy this sort of bad press, you know?
Yeah. Liz Crokin, our beloved idiot that we make fun of on this podcast all the time, is now pivoting on the EBT test. And she's like, maybe this is a good thing. Maybe this is a positive. We're now getting white hat conspiracies about the emergency broadcast system test. Like, this is Trump testing out his system to let us know that the good thing is going to happen soon.
Yeah, I think we're like 4 minutes away from hearing that the storm.
I literally just was checking.
The storm wave is upon us, and that it's time for us to get our surfboards out to ride the wave of storm.
It's very possible. Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
Oh, it's happening.
A zombie.
Oh. Haley wants to be a zombie. QAnon wants to see Obama and Hillary be arrested. I think in 4 minutes, I want to become some sort of cyborg. I want the nanobots to just like turn me into like just some sort of mechanized abomination that I want to have like some level of cybernetic powers, like cool vision, maybe. And if I can't fly, at least I can jump really far, something like that. It'd be nice.
Our blood's just gonna harden and we're gonna die. According
I'm fine getting uploaded to the Matrix. Although, if I can, I'd like to be uploaded with cheat codes so that once I get to the Matrix, then I can have cool powers or be like a robot or whatever. But
you currently have COVID, so you might bypass the system, and it'll be kind of like when everybody gets taken. You know, they're raptured, and you're the only one left.
Hey, stop talking fucking crazy talk. There's no such thing as COVID.
It's just the flu. It's just the flu.
Yeah, I've got a cold or whatever. Those tests just check to see if you're sick. That line will pop up for anything.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
It's funny, like every other test I've taken, and I've taken like 30 tests or whatever over the past few years. So it's just been like waiting for 10 minutes for something to happen. Nothing happens. It's just being like, okay, good, well enough. This time it was just like, put the dots on the test, just saw the control line. I was just like, okay, let me, because I was at the restroom at the time, and I was like, okay, well, I'll just rock up. Oh, there it is. I turned mine off because I'm a smart boy. That's going to be real fun for our listeners. I'm sure they're going to really love that.
Yep, there we go.
We got it. We did it. Hey, everybody.
I turned mine off. I did it.
I'm so sorry for screaming.
No action is required by the public. So apparently mass arrests are not happening. I have not been turned into a cyborg either.
That was a thought derailer. I can't even remember what the fuck I was talking about before that shit. Like,
we knew it was coming. They did it 2 minutes early. Those fucking bastards. They got us. That's how they did it. They wanted us to all die of a heart attack.
You were talking about your COVID test, and I'm guessing your like COVID line came up immediately.
Oh yeah, it was blinding. It was like it just turned into a line of positive COVID tests just straight away before I was even done with my zippy little PP.
Super COVID.
I was just like, sweet, and then I was like, oh no, that's not a good sign. It's just like, oh yeah, dude, you got it. Like it's you better believe you got it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, that's fine. That's what one of these looks like when it goes the wrong way.
Yeah.
And then I ran back to my home, and now I am turtled up like a hermit. And now I have my ringer off, and I'm terrified that my thing is going to be popping soon. So somebody else talk for a minute.
Yeah,
they fucking got us 2 minutes early, man.
Yeah, it was 2:18. That was bullshit.
That was horse shit.
Yeah, they set us up.
But you know what? That's it's that mean that's a conspiracy right there. They did it 2 minutes early intentionally. Why? I don't know yet. But they did it for a reason.
Well, you know what's happening. You know what's happening this very second. This very second, people are running to the the Q archives, and they're looking up Q drop 218 to see what 218 means, because that obviously the test being 2 minutes early indicates that we were supposed to care about that time. So we got to find out what is going on here, and we have to rush to our holy text of the Q drops to find out what Q was trying to message us towards. And
I mean, mine showed up right on time.
Oh, is my phone off? That's not.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So Q drop 218 is literally someone just asking, quote, Q, is it here? And then
the emergency broadcast system, it's here. Also zombies.
Yes, also
that's
zombies.
ominous, actually. It's here.
It is here. Boom, it is here. Oh man, so yeah, people are going to be totally pilled by that. That's hilarious.
I did cough shortly after it happened, so that could mean anything.
Yeah,
the nanobots activating.
Yes.
Anyway, do we want to get into our luscious mailbag for the week?
That sounds like a plan to me.
Our listeners got questions. We got answers. It's time for Q&A.
Pancake Peasant asks, "What is your favorite Civ builder game?"
I don't know. I don't play these games. I'm sorry.
My honest answer is Civilization Revolution, just because having a little bite-sized version of it that you could just jam games real fast on Xbox 360 was really nice. And so that's the one I've definitely played the most. So my pick would be Civilization Revolution.
I think I've played like Civ 5 or Civ 6. I remember Civ 2 being hilarious because that was the one where they had the fundamentalism religion or government, and you literally could not have unhappy citizens. So you could just wage war in perpetuity, and your citizens were okay with it. So your only two options were democracy with good economics, or fundamentalism and just war machine the shit out of it and just try to overwhelm people. And so, yeah, but I as soon as I saw this question, I was like, oh man, L's going to say Civ Rev so hard, because I remember when he was on that Jag just smashing fools on Civ Rev.
Yeah, it was a good time. I mean, you get blazed, you sit down, you just crush the computer at Civ Rev, or sometimes, with nothing on the line, you're just like, oh, it's not going the way I want it to. Then you can just restart and just jam a new game. I'm shameless. I don't go fuck.
Sub-Zero t-shirt art asks, seems like we haven't heard much from Patel Patriot and his jolly bunch of affiliated grifters after that falling out over Kate Awakening, etc. What's up with that? Bright days ahead for the devolution theory? Patel Patriot is still running his grift. He hasn't been as a big of a front man, because apparently he has enough money that he's like paying other QAnon grifters. He's created a platform called Badlands Media, and so they're doing their thing. This guy Joe Rambo, I see on Twitter, is doing a lot of talk about how we're in a pause and Joe Biden's not really Joe Biden. It's a guy wearing a mask and all that kind of shit. So there's this subculture of QAnon that is still like peddling opium and talking about how they're winning and how it's all good and all that kind of nonsense. And then the kind of more mainstream QAnon people admit that Biden's president, but somehow his hands are being tied by the Patriots through means we can't explain, but you got to go along with it if you want to keep LARPing, and everyone wants to keep LARPing, so they're doing it. But for me, it's really hard to buy into devolution because Trump's running in 2024, and he said that. So how can he be the president while running as not the president for president? It just doesn't make any sense. And that's what makes this kind of shit hard to sell people on, because it's not easy. It's not explainable. It's gibberish. So, like, the best thing we can do to like hurt QAnon is to make sure that Trump is not president ever again, because that removes a lot of the zip of the movement that the president's going to arrest all the bad guys and send them to Gitmo. We're going to win. Yeah. So
yeah, and Lord knows who their backup figurehead is going to be after Trump goes down. To just ride Trump even as he's like turning into a flaming crater. It's going to be great.
Oh yeah, which is funny because that segues into this question, which is awesome. Come on, where the Cleodora Silvestri, the HellwQrld Grand Inquisitor, asked, in a recent speech, Trump declared that he has defeated Obama and that the Democrats would start World War II. What is your over/under on Biden somehow reigniting World War II unless Trump somehow defeats Obama in 2024?
This is too much of a mind game. I'm tired. What happened?
Look, Obama needs to be defeated in 2024.
Okay,
I think that much we can all agree on. We could no longer tolerate whatever they are doing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know which Obama we're going after, but whichever one, they must be stopped.
Yeah, this has been something that people have been bringing up on social media. The mainstream media not so much talking about it, but Trump is delusional. Is a really very polite way to describe this. He did talk about how he beat Obama previously in an election. He did complain about Joe Biden starting World War II. Recently, he made a statement that in less than 5 months he would defeat Joe Biden and win the presidency when the election is more than a year away. And QAnon has taken that statement and they've run wild with it about how Trump's going to be reinstalled as president via the speakership, and then Biden and Harris will be impeached and removed.
That's certainly a much better for them narrative than Donald Trump forgot what year it is and thought the election was this November.
Yes. I actually had a guy on Twitter being like, "Hey, it's not fair to go after Trump just because he misspoke." And I said to the guy, I'm like, Trump literally said, in less than 5 months, I will defeat Joe Biden. Where is the misspeaking? What word did he miss in that sentence? Because that's just literally a statement of absolute lunacy. There's nothing to it.
Imagine being the aide that has to pull up to hit the ear of Donald Trump and whisper into him and just just what do you mean? What do you mean it's another year? I'm already so bored. I'm already the president, right? We never lost to begin with. Is that right?
Yes. I mean, it's really funny to me that there are people on the internet who will tisk me and others pointing out that Trump literally said he was going to beat Biden in under 5 months.
Yeah, way to punch down.
Yeah, yes.
way to punch down at that self-professed multi-billionaire.
Yeah, who's running for president and already was the president. Meanwhile, on the other side, we've got QAnon people saying, Trump said he's going to defeat Biden in less than 5 months. Woo! The storm! We're going to do it. We're going to win. Yes. It's going to be great. Oh, so good. I mean, love it. Oh, man. So awesome. It's just...
You know what? Trump fans, put your money where your mouth is. Prove us all wrong. Go out this November. Cast your votes for Donald Trump. And then just sit back and watch the presidency roll in 2024, Cast your vote this year to get it out of the way.
Yeah, exactly. Bank your vote. Hey, listen to Trump. In 5 months, which means early March, go vote for Trump to be president. That's when you bank your votes. Democrats vote. That was an old bit that people would always say as a... way to try to vote suppress. They'd be like, this year Republicans vote on Tuesday and Democrats vote on Wednesday, so please wait your turn to vote on the proper day. And yuck, that's a lie. But yeah, so this year Republicans vote in March and Democrats vote in November, so please do not show up in November if you're a Republican. That'd be great. Just absolute. I mean, I just really wonder how long they can keep Trump's brainworms from the public, because he is very brainwormy. This is a man who is not very much with it.
Although I do think he's got a pretty lucrative idea there. This enfranchised culture that we find ourselves in now, this late stage capitalism wasteland that we're in. Like, I feel like reigniting an old war versus creating a new war, like rebooting World War II. That's pretty, like, we're making it a requel, and we're getting back in there, like, the familiar faces that you love to hate. But I guess this time they're just like, we recontextualized Japan's involvement, and now they're our friends.
Would North Korea be playing the role of Japan in this new World War II? And
yeah, there we go. We recast like pretty much across the board for all the antagonists, but the protagonists are the same.
Yeah.
Specifically America. We're not recasting that part. We tested it, and it has to be the same America.
Yeah. Way to go, America. You're the best. Eric, the Twitter Antifa, I can't read, colored hair. Your name's too long, sorry, man. Which QAnon not dead but hiding celebrity do you really wish was alive right now? That is a kind of negative 48 subgenre of reality. I mean, there's some. I think, like, beyond JFK Jr., their favorite one is Princess Di. They love the fact that, like, she's secretly still alive.
Tupac.
Well, hey, they just arrested Tupac Shooter. We got him. We finally got that guy.
They arrested a guy who has involvement,
Allegedly.
No, he did it. He told me personally, and this is not a comedy show. This is a show about true facts.
Yes, this is a show 100% about evidence and reality, and Tupac's killer. Tupac's involved. The guy who was involved in Tupac's murder 100% was involved.
I say, why settle for JFK Jr.? How much is the real deal? The JFK Senior.
Elvis? Do they think Elvis is alive?
Oh, negative 48 thinks that every dead celebrity is alive, and what Elle said is true. JFK Senior was part of the negative 48 cult. They Protzman, when Protzman was alive, would talk about how one day Trump will rip off the Trump mask and it will be JFK Senior. Like, he will just reveal himself to be Trump, which would mean that Trump couldn't run for re-election because Kennedy will have served 2 full terms at that point. So the best to leave the Trump mask on and maintain your presidential eligibility, because if you reveal that you are actually JFK, then you won 2 elections and you cannot serve as president anymore. Also, you're like 109 and riddled with all kinds of horrible diseases.
No way, man. Fucking JFK was like the world's most perfect human.
Oh yeah, he was the healthiest man who absolutely had no problems whatsoever, and everything was going great before he got shot. 100%.
He was a fake man with great stats.
Yes, yes. The Brad Neely deep cuts. If anyone, but I would go with Elvis. I think Elvis would be a really big celebrity to just have fall out of the sky and admit that he was still alive.
The best part would be that, like, even if that did happen and like a 106-year-old Elvis just turned up someplace and it was just like, holy shit, it's Elvis, dude. Like, anyone born after like 1990, they're not gonna give a fucking shit about that. They're gonna be like, who cares? Who? They're gonna be like, oh, I think my grandma listened to this guy. Like, that's neat, I guess. They're not gonna
kill
give
a million grandmas simultaneously. Have a heart attack.
Everyone's oldest aunt and above would start having like some issues. But aside from that, it's just like all the people I know that liked Elvis are like their 60s and older now. So I can't imagine that anybody would give too much of a shit if Elvis just turned up. I'd be like, whoa, that's crazy. And then that would be that.
So we have to go with the younger crowd of tragic deaths. Like
I went with JFK Senior because he was the perfect specimen. He's Jesus Christ back on Earth,
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, but I'm saying for the kids to get into it, they need like Aaliyah or like Selena to come back from the.
I'm a Selena truther.
Yes. Yeah. We saw a lot of Selena stuff in Dallas. There were tributes to her. Apparently, like Corpus Christi's like premium Selena country. So
that's where she's from.
Yeah,
Selena.
Wow, could you imagine still being stuck on like a celebrity death that happened 30 years ago?
Yeah, let's bring back Pee-wee. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Pee-wee Herman recent. Yeah. He faked it.
He faked it. Let's all present that Pee-wee faked it.
So that clears out the mailbag for the week, which leads us to our final question as always, which is, what are you looking forward to?
Sleep.
Same.
Yeah. I finally, now that I'm done with the trip and now I have a little staycation at my house, I finally get to chew into Taskmaster. I haven't started the new season yet, so I don't know how many episodes of the new season are ongoing right now. So
I think 2 and a third one premiering this week is where we're at. Now
cool.
that the YouTube Taskmaster channel finally pulled their head out of their ass and worked out the deal with Channel 4 to post it the next day. I think honestly, I think they live premiere it on YouTube now too. If you happen to be like around at like 2:30 p.m. or whatever.
Oh, score! I'm here for it. That's awesome.
I'm not sure what days it is, but yeah, they pop up as soon as they premiere now, so it's actually pretty easy to keep track of where you're at on that. I just wrapped up Taskmaster New Zealand series for last night, actually.
I watched the first 2 seasons of, so I have 2 seasons of New Zealand to get into. That's good. So, yeah.
And which is crazy because Taskmaster New Zealand is like surprisingly good. Like I don't know any of those comedians. Like I know them even less than I know the British ones, because typically on the regular Taskmaster panel, I'll at least vaguely recognize 1 or 2 contestants, and that's obviously not the case with celebrities in New Zealand. But it's still just like a great formula. It's just like what a fun little formula they came up with.
So basically, our plan at this point is to move to New Zealand and become semi-famous comics, so we can get on Taskmaster New Zealand.
Yeah, I would love to move to New Zealand. That seems like a great country.
Yeah.
If you happen to be like the PM of New Zealand and you're listening to the show or whatever, and you've got the juice, I'll take a small, like modest house or cottage someplace in your beautiful country, and then I'll strive to become one of your funniest celebrities. There we go.
Boom. How hard could it be? There's like 40 people in New Zealand. You can definitely in the top 10% of the funniest people there. Already.
Since they might be my future peers, I don't want to disparage any of the lovely talent coming out of New Zealand. I'm sure that they could all become just as famous elsewhere.
Yes. Yeah.
This is normally the part of the show where I ask Haley what she's excited for, that she gives me some sort of rigmarole about being.
I said sleep. I agreed with you immediately.
The world's greatest pessimist. I do feel obligated to point out that it is kind of a bummer that you're interested in sleep, because I'm interested in sleep at 2:30 p.m. Where you are, it's even earlier than that. I'm sick. I'm sick with illness. That's why I'm so excited for sleeping. I'm gonna hydrate and then pass out. Dude, you're just sleeping while the sun's up for fun.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yesterday. Since we've been back from Texas, it's been like I'm kind of tired. That's what I'm looking forward to. Is not leaving my place.
Came back from a vacation. Okay, I guess
I'm not leaving my house for at least a week so I can chill and sleep. Yesterday, I was just like, I'm gonna sit on the floor for a minute, and then I slept all night.
No, I'm above the weight requirement for getting down. The next time I get down on the floor will be the last time. I'm like pushing 40 and out of shape and fat. Like I don't get down to the floor anymore. The floor is
I feel you.
That was a place for my ute.
Man, yeah, that is one of the more exciting parts of my job, when idiots throw the dice off the craps table, or a player or a dealer knocks chips off of a table. They're like, floor, chip down, and I'm like, you want me to bend over and pick that up? I'll blow my back out. I don't know what planet you're on, buddy. You having a laugh, mate? I'm like, you spry young dealer, you go pick that thing up. I will watch your table for you while you go retrieve that chip or die, whatever you want to do. Because me and reaching for objects on the ground, not compatible. It is not a good thing.
Yeah, I'm to the point in my life where, like, when you see those people who have mobility issues, they've got the little, they're sort of like the combo walker things, but they've got the bench seat so that they can also use it as a seat. When I see those people, I'm just like, damn. Like, I know that society wouldn't let me get away with having one of those without me feeling a tremendous amount of guilt about it, but that would be the dream. Just a seat everywhere you go. It's just like, hey, what do you have with you? Is that a seat? It's like, yep, sure is. I can just sit down wherever the fuck I want to. Just like, oh God, it's so good.
Oh, man, you were living the high life there.
American dream.
Yes.
Yeah, dude. You know how you're supposed to hate the humans in WALL-E? I don't know, man. I'm about that life.
I don't think you are. I think you're supposed to care about their humanity.
I think you're supposed to think that they're a bunch of dumb, fat, lazy fucks. Which they are, to be fair. But that doesn't mean I can't be envious of them. It's like, look, I'm happy for their generation for escaping the cycle of being a fat, useless fuck that just flies around in a Professor X zippy chair, drinking soda and watching television and playing games all day. But at the same time, there were many generations before that generation that I would love to just slot right into for a while. Maybe for like one whole, like, reincarnate into that for a lifetime and just be like, oh, zippy chair, soda pop, TV and video games. This is the life.
Yes.
I feel like not enough people advocate for laziness. You know, everybody wants you to get up and go, climb rocks.
I do
and
kind
shit.
of advocate
That's
for
cool.
laziness too. I
Dude,
agree.
just take some time for yourself, man.
Chill out.
That shit can fuck off.
Yep.
Get on that sleepy shit.
The pro sloth platform. That's what I've always been about.
Agreed.
That's how I'm gonna get to be speaker.
Yes.
Unless I get to New Zealand first. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm laying a lot of track. Anyway, it's time for us to fuck out of Hell World for the week. So let's go gadget roller skates, and then helicopter blades will pop out of our heads, and we'll helicopter our ways out of Hell World for the week. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the show. If you, the listener, would like to continue to support the show for free, you can do so by giving us a 5-star review wherever your podcasts are provided. And if you have money that you would like to give to us, we are happy to take it. You can visit us at patreon.com/pokerpolitics, where a donation of your currency will be readily and greedily accepted by us. Good news, if you donate $5 or more a month to our cause, you get access to all of our bonus content, which is, at this point, several dozens of hours worth of stuff on there covering a wide variety of topics. So $5 or more a month at patreon.com/pokerpolitics will get you all of that happy stuff by joining our crew of beautifuler babies in our wonderful crib. Thank you so much for this week's beautifuler baby, Jonathan N. Welcome to the crib, my friend, and thank you so much for your support. If you have money you don't want to give to us, we could totally understand that, you know, especially this week. We're not all at a hundo. We get that. You know, sometimes you're going to get the not hundo version of us. And we thank you for sticking with us through our not hundo episodes. But if you have that money and you want to give it to somebody to do some good with it, you can donate it to love146.org. They're an organization whose vision is the end of child trafficking and exploitation. Thanks as always to DJ Minimal Effort for use of our intro song. They are not on social media because they are more involved than us. However, you can find our buddy Frosty, who does all of our voiceover work, at FrostyVO on Twitter. You can find the show on Twitter at HellwQrld with a Q instead of an O. You can find Haley on various platforms at Arizona Right Watch. And you can find Mike Rains on the Twitter /X, of course, at Poker Politics. So for another successful episode of the Adventures of Hellworld podcast, I have been one of your co-hosts, the Mysterious L, joined by our expert in all things Arizona crazy, Arizona Right Watch, a.k.a. Haley, and our expert in all things QAnon crazy, Mr. Mike Rains. Good speed, Patriots!